PowerPoint, everyone? Can see?
Can, sir.
All right, thank you. Okay, so we're going to be looking at only two questions, which is from page 82 and from page 85. Okay, there are only two questions. Yang soalan panjang lah, yang soalan pendek yang melibatkan log, we can also do that later, when we come to the bridge lah. But the main point is how to use log, okay, in linear log. Okay, so this is the question on page 82. Okay, question on page 82. So the table shows two variables, x and y, okay, as always lah. Okay, so we always follow the same steps. Okay, first of all, you identify the kind of graph that you have to draw. Okay, so according to this, you have to draw a graph of log 10y against log 10x, which means that your graph over here, okay, over here must be log 10y, and over here is log 10x. But the problem is we have x and y only, okay, which means that we have to create a new table. Okay, we have to create a new table. We have to change x to log 10x, and then we have to change y to log 10y. So if x is 1.259, then what you do is you have to press log 1.259. Okay, and then log 1.259, according to your calculator, is a very simple process. Just press log and 1.259. Okay, and you'll get 0.1000. Okay, so 0.100. I'm going to do 3 decimal places now. Okay, this is 3,548. So since we want log 10y, so we log 3548. Okay, sorry, I don't even know whether you can see the calculator, but fine. So log 3548 is about 3.550. About lah, okay, about 3.550 begitu. Okay, then you do the same steps. Okay, you do the same steps for all this jadwal. Okay, log 10x, yada, and then after when you want to draw the graph, then you do this. Okay, so yeah, it's going to take some time, but I actually just wanted to discuss the question you. So if you're watching this on YouTube, okay, this would be a good time to pause the video. Okay, pause the video a while and complete this table and draw the graph. Okay, draw the graph log 10y and then log 10x. Sorry, this is for those of you who are watching on YouTube lah. Those of you in Google Meet, me, sorry lah, kita hanya membincangkan saja. You can't pause this video lah. Okay, YouTuber betul. But okay, so log 10y against log 10x. Once you've drawn the table and you've drawn the graph, this is how the answer will look like lah. Okay, so in this example, they use 1 decimal place, and this is 2 decimal places. Okay, those of you who are watching from the Google Meet, you can just take a screenshot of this sebagai rujukan kamu nanti lah. Or you can just wait for the YouTube video to come out and you refer to that later. Okay, bila kamu look at this graph, according to this graph, there will be 1 point that is out lah. Okay, and that's fine. Sebab kita masih mengikut best fit. Best fit is try to fit as many as you can, and then yang tidak kena itu pastikan dia balance on both sides. Difference of 1 only. Okay, so this is how the table will be like, and this is how the graph will be like. So now question B is as always not the same thing. Okay, we use the graph, we find the value of A, value of N according to this, and then we find the Y, the correct value of Y if one of the values of Y has been wrongly recorded during the experiment. Okay, let's slowly do this. So first of all, you're given, our equation is Y equals to AX to the power of N. Okay, but your graph is log 10y against log 10x, which means that you have to convert this so that last dia adalah log 10y equals to yada. Okay, we must follow the graph. This is the non-linear equation. We must change it to become the linear equation. Mengikut graph kita lah. Because our graph is log 10y pada paksi y, so we have to change this y to become log 10y. And it's a very simple process. You just log both sides. So log 10y equals to log 10 ax to the power of n. you log both sides. Okay, now this side settled already. This is a big problem now because I cannot see from here. I cannot see what is my m log 10x plus c. I must be able to see this form. What is my m? What is my c? Here, everything is jumbled up. But we can use the law of logarithms. We can split this ax to the power n because ax to the power n is actually a times x to the power of n. And we know according to the law of log, kalau darab, dia boleh berpisah menjadi tambah. So it will be log 10a plus log 10x to the power of n. Okay, log 10y. Okay, almost there. Okay, notice kita ada bentuk ini sudah kan? But the problem is, ini n ini masih ada. Okay, but we have the third law of logarithm. We can bring the power to the front. So, log 10y equals to log 10a plus n log 10x. Okay, now that we have this form, okay, di mana log 10y and log 10x berdiri satu orang, okay, so we know that according to our formula y equals to mx plus c, this is our y-axis. Okay, this is our x-axis. So because of that, this n is our gradient. And this log 10a, okay, this whole thing is our y-intercept. This is very important information lah. From the equation, we can find all this. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the table, another table that I usually this one. So this is from the equation. This is from the graph. Okay, this is m, this is c. So, according to this, I don't think I taught this with you all, but I discovered this method with the Form 5 this year lah, bukan kamu orang. And I realized that, oh, senang pula ini kalau, I hope this helps lah. Okay, so from the equation, m is n, okay, represented by the letter n, and our y-intercept is represented by the letter c, which is log 10a. Okay. Now let's refer to the graph. From the graph, we notice that the value of c, the y-intercept, is 4.0. Okay. And the gradient, okay, the gradient, yeah, unfortunately, okay, so the gradient is macam biasa lah. We use 2 points, okay, and after that, sorry, putus. Okay, we use 2 points, and then after that we use y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, according to this book, you should get the value of gradient lebih kurang lah. Okay, negative 4.5. Okay, so this means that kalau mengikut this one, n sama dengan negative 4.5. N sama dengan negative 4.5 and log 10a equals to 4.0. Okay, so the value of n settled. Habis sudah kan? Kau cari sudah. The value of a belum lah because this is log 10a. But we know that this one, kalau mau cari a, is just shift log 4.0. Okay, so shift log 4 will give you 10,000. Okay, 10,000. 10,000. Okay, log 10a equals to 4.0. If you want to hilangkan the log, kita shift log 4.0. Seolah-olah kamu pindah ini log 10 pergi sebelah lah. Seolah-olah lah. Okay, but basically you just shift log. Okay, shift log 4, you get 10,000. And there you have it. Okay, by using this, you settled the value of a, you settled the value of n. Okay, all we did was change the equation so that it looks like our graph, and then put it in here. Okay, then we find the value of the gradient and the y-intercept from the graph. Okay, here. And then we kasih sama. N sama dengan negative 4.5, log 10A sama dengan 4. So ini settled, ini tinggal satu lagi langkah tambahan lah. Okay, also settled. Okay, alright. Question 3. The correct value of y if one of the values of y has been wrongly recorded. So it's very obvious lah, ini yang salah record. Okay. So the one yang salah record is when log 10 y equals to 2.5. Okay, ini yang salah. This is the wrongly recorded one. Okay, so if this is wrongly recorded, which means that we have to find the value on this graph over here. This is the correct value. The x is the correct value. Yang y yang salah. Okay, so according to this is 2.2. Okay, the correct value, okay, of log, oh dear, log 10y, okay, should be 2.2. 2.5 ini salah record. Okay, so kalau the correct value of log 10y is 2.2, what is the correct value of y? Kita kasih shift log sahaja. Okay, and we will get about 158.5. Let me just check. Shift log 2.2 is 158.48. 49 lah. Okay, dapat 158.5. Okay, so we find out that sometimes this happens dalam soalan beginilah. Okay, there'll be one value which is so funky okay, dia salah tempat. Okay, then dia akan suruh kamu untuk mengenal pasti, okay, the correct value of y. So kalau y itu salah, means the x is correct lah. X itu yang betul. Okay, so kalau kamu tempatkan dengan betul, according to your graph, that the nilai of y, log 10y should actually be 2.2. Okay, and that's how actually we use linear law to sometimes correct certain readings that are wrong. Okay, because semua ini ikut pattern ni. Titik ini, titik ini, titik ini, semua ikut pattern. Adalah satu titikan yang sesat jalan. Okay, there is a possibility that sometimes the titik yang sesat jalan could be kamu salah calculate atau dia perlu dibetulkan. Okay, it has to be corrected. Okay, so that's one way of answering log questions. I mean, that's one example of a log question that is involved, that is using linear law, that is used for linear law. Okay, but actually, you'll find that it is pretty much the same thing. Okay, the linear law questions is always very much the same. Okay, do a new table, draw the graph. From the graph, find the gradient and the y-intercept, and then change the equation. So this is the part that involves chapter 4. Okay, involves the laws of logarithms, which you only learned in chapter 4 lah. Okay, so if you don't know what is the law of logarithm, then a bit susah lah, because linear law, there's two types of questions. One is a question that involves log graph, and one is a question that just involves the non-log graph, which is yang lebih senang lah. Okay, tapi ini bukan yang susah sangat lah. You just have to remember the laws of logarithms. Okay, so yeah, that's the important part about this. Okay, let's just discuss one more question now. Okay, so this one is our nonlinear equation. Okay, this is the table as always, and then they have log 10y against x. So which means that kamu punya graph, visualize it now, people. Okay, when they ask you to plot the log 10y, so here is log 10y, and over here must be x. Okay, so x no problem, because all these values are x, kita boleh pakai. But this y problem, okay, we have to create a new table. So log 10y. So 0.562 is y. So log 10, 0.562. Okay, log 0.562 will give you negative 0.25. Okay, negative 0.25. Then you do all the same lah. Okay, until 3.162. So log 3.162 is 0.5 about. Okay, 0.5. Actually, it says here 0.4999 lah, tapi saya bundarkan pergi 0.5 saja. Kejap. Because I need to check sometimes. Sometimes I'm missing orang yang tiba-tiba hilang. Okay, so 0.5. Okay, so after you draw as always lah, after you draw the table, you draw the graph, okay, use the scale that is given, okay, and this is how you should get. This is the kind of graph that you should get. Okay, a little bit panjang because ada nilai negative. Okay, there's negative 0.25 and then all the way to positive. So slightly different graph. Okay, but this is how you should get it. Okay. Then, as always, whenever you draw a graph, you must identify the y-intercept, okay, and the gradient. So according to this, I'm going to use the same table again. Okay, equation, graph, M and C. Okay, so from the graph, okay, my C is negative 0.4. Okay, and I can calculate the gradient now. Same thing, draw the triangle as big as you can. Okay, over here, maybe I can use this point and this point. Okay, and after I calculate the gradient, I will get, well, according to this book lah. Okay, my gradient they belong is about 0.075. Yeah, okay, 0.075. After I calculate the gradient from the graph. Okay, but now the problem is, in the equation, apa yang mewakili gradient dan apa yang mewakili the y-intercept. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. This is our equation. Y equals to p to the power x over r. Okay, so I want to start here. Y equals to p to the power x over r. I have to convert this so that it becomes log 10y equals to yada 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 yada. Okay. Basically, it's just mx and then plus c lah. Do not. This x is actually the value of x sahaja lah. Sebab kita punya graph adalah log 10y against x. So it's okay. Since we know that y must change to log 10y, so we log both sides. Macam tadi. Okay. So log 10y equals to log 10 p to the power x over r. But now you see this one is not multiply. Kalau multiply, kita boleh pisahkan jadi tambah. Tapi this is divide. So we have to pisahkan and it will become tolak. So log 10p to the power x minus log 10r. Okay, but there's still a power over here, right? And I want the x to be, x. So this one, the power I bring forward. So log 10y equals to x log 10p minus log 10r. Now, if we follow the rule of y equals to mx plus c, okay, we know that this is our y-axis. This friend over here is our x-axis. Jadi maksudnya yang di sebelah x-axis ini, this is our gradient. And therefore, this whole thing, termasuk the tanda negative, is our y-intercept. So this is the value from the equation, which I'm going to put into the jadwal. So m is log 10p. Okay, log 10p. And c is negative log 10r. Negative log 10r. So I can equate these two. Log 10p equals to this. Negative log 10r equals to negative 0.4. Okay, and I can find the value of p and r already, kan? 0.075. So p equals to shift log 0.075. Okay, which will give you 1.189. On this side, negative log 10r equals to negative 0.4. Okay, This negative is very mengacau lah. But since both sides got negative, saya boleh kasih hilangkan. So I get log 10R equals to 0.4. Again, how to get R? We shift log. Okay, so shift log 0.4 will give you about 2.512. Okay, and this is our two answers for P and for R. Notice that we have already answered this question. If the steps are pretty much the same, okay, but okay, so the one thing that I want you all to notice, and this is a very common mistake, that people always forget this word, use the graph. Okay, this is how we use the graph. Okay, we calculate values from the graph and then we kasih sama dengan equation. Ramai orang, you know what they will do or not? They will substitute the value of y and x and then do simultaneous equations, which you can do, but unfortunately you're not following the arahan soalan. So that's very sad lah, because the most basic skill that every student should have is to answer the question. Okay? The problem is if you do your own method but you don't answer the question, then there's no point because you won't get any marks. The question specifically says gunakan graph, use the graph. Dia bukan cakap use the equation to find P and R. Okay, so be very careful. I saw this in the exam and I will probably see it a lot of times in the future. Okay, because it's a very common mistake. People and students tend to forget these words and use the graph. So we need to use the graph. But okay, last one. Y when x equals to 8.4. So use the graph. When x equals to 8.4, we draw the value. Then we get about 0.2. According to this is 0.23 lah. Okay, so when x equals to 8.4, okay, 0.23 value is not y. Ini salah. Because look at this 0.23. What is the kepala? Log 10y. This one also another common mistake. Dia fikir sini x jadi maka sini terus y. Tidak. The tajuk is log 10y. So this is wrong. Log 10y is 0.23. Therefore, y equals to shift log 0.23. You will get 1.698. This is the actual value of it. So, if anything lah, okay, kalau ada apa-apa, saya mau kamu perbaiki dalam dua kesilapan yang paling lazim. These are the two most common mistakes I see students do. Number one, disuruh cari nilai kan, dia tidak guna graph, dia guna formula, which is doink. Okay, because you're not supposed to use a formula. Question already very specific. Say use the graph. Let's use the graph. Secondly, whenever they ask you to find a value, always take a look at the axis. Tengok tajuk paksi. Kalau tajuk paksinya y, maka this reading is y. Kalau tajuk paksinya log 10y, maka this reading is log 10y. Kalau dia ada log 10y, you need one extra step to find the value of y. Okay? Then that shows that you have answered the question. Okay, so these are the two questions that I want to discuss today. Okay, and so before we end, actually this class is very short, that's why I started a little bit later. So before we end, okay, I just want to encourage you all during the holidays, during the holidays, please try to answer the linear law questions lah. Okay, kalau kamu like very lazy to do anything, don't lah. Try not to be lazy because at maths kan, this is the thing that I'm most worried about lah. Okay, about people who take admits lah. So there's this 1 month holiday bahkan. So terus the brain also goes on holiday for 1 month lah. You shouldn't lah. Okay, you shouldn't. Okay, my request is very simple. Every day you just do one question. I'm not asking you to do one chapter. I'm not even asking you to spend 1 hour to study admits every day. No. Every day you just do one question from any chapter. Okay, any chapter. This kamu ada 2 jilid ini bahkan. Sorry, the people from 4AC, you don't have this book lah. I know the people from 4ST you have. But it's okay. The people from 4AC, if you don't have this jilid 1, jilid 2, you can still do the questions in your workbook. Okay, but commit to do one question every day. Just so that kamu punya otak bahkan tidak terlalu lama berehat. Okay? Yeah, I mean, if you can play Among Us for 4 hours, I'm sure you can spend some time, okay, to just answer one question per day, just so that kamu punya otak tidak jadi berkarat. Because in 1 month, a lot of things will change. Okay, some of you, kamu punya janggut akan bertumbuh lah, kau punya misai akan berpanjang lah, or whatever lah. Kamu punya suara akan akhirnya bergarau. Okay, sorry, I don't know. So a lot of things can happen in 1 month. Okay, but the most scary thing lah for me, okay, the most scary thing for me as an ed maths teacher is that if your brain turns off ed maths for 1 month, when you go back next year kan, kamu akan, it's going to be very hard for you to go back into gear 1 lah. Okay, so yeah, I encourage you in this 1 month, just answer one question every day, just so that just so that your brain juices don't die off. Yeah, during the holidays. Okay, and I encourage you to answer the linear law questions. Okay, because they are long enough and they are good questions to answer and they're simple. Of course, you need to have graph paper. Okay, so I highly encourage you to do the questions in this book. Okay, partly because kau sudah bayar berpuluh-puluh ringgit untuk membeli ini bahkan. So do answer the questions from this book. If you're going away on a holiday, don't have to bring every single book. Just bring one book or so enough. Okay, bring one jilid, answer one question every day, so that your brain juices will continue to be able to, you won't get rusty lah. Okay, paling saya takut kalau kamu rusty, then next year bila kita mulakan terus kau terpinga-pinga sudah. Like what happened to me in the past month. Yeah, it's a very common problem. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording now.